In one of the more bizarre, vile, fast food promotions in a long time, Burger King in Russia has offered any woman who gets impregnated by a player at the current World Cup 3 million rubles, $64,000, and a lifetime supply of Whopper burgers. The Facebook promotion promised to reward women who get the best football genes, and ensure the success of the Russian team for generations to come. The campaign went live on Tuesday and lasted a mere 24 hours after a universal outrage forced it to be pulled. Burger King bosses immediately apologized and said it had removed all materials relating to the promotion. However, it is still circulating among Russian social network users. The company posted a Russian-language statement on local network VKontakte saying, "We offer apologies for the announcement we made. It was too offensive. We are thankful for the feedback and want to inform you that we have already removed all materials related to the application." Unfortunately, Burger King in Russia has a long and sorry history of misogynistic advertising. Just last year it made fun of a teenage rape victim in an online marketing campaign. The fast food company used the likeness of Diana Sharigina, who was raped when she was 16, as part of a buy one get one free burger offer. The current furore follows a Russian MP who urged Russian women to have sex with visiting football fans and have children during the World Cup tournament. Mikhail Dekhtyaryov's comments were made after one of his female political colleagues advised Russian women to avoid having relationships with visiting international supporters. Tamara Plotniova warned them to think twice before entering into casual relationships with foreign tourists because of the possibility they could fall pregnant and be forced to bring up children alone. Remind B. Who are we kidding? We're never on time. No Women in Media series would be complete without the irrepressible Amy Buchanan. Read all her pressables here. Woken up in someone else's apartment in Cannes horrified it's not still Sunday? Pretend you were awake with this. ACCC boss Rod Sims has his red pen. As in Publisa's new AI platform, not the famed mime artiste. We've listened to your complaints about B. An MS diagnosis, at an average age of just 30, means a lifelong battle with a disease that attacks the central nervous system in any number of ways. While most people have heard of multiple sclerosis, few understand what it is or how it impacts people's lives. In partnership with MS Queensland Creative for the third consecutive year, TEDx Sydney selected creative agency BMF to produce a film for its 2018 film program under the theme, Humankind. The film, which premiered on Friday in front of 5,000 people at TEDx Sydney, unmasks the real genius behind Apple's personal assistant Siri. Siri is an amazing invention. You can ask her. The Qantas flight back from France will be exactly 9.4 kilos heavier after last night's announcements. Mediacom has tapped XOMD exec Mac Mills, as in recruited him, not tried to extract an overpriced craft ale from him. YouTube has a snazzy new thingamajig to snare your ad bucks. And, yes, thingamajigs, just be. Expect even more mistakes. A new study has shown women are really controlling the purse strings. Although it's probably more purse zips these days. The Daily Mail and the Cheese Fancier's Almanac aside, news.com.au remains one of B. He might be more famous for getting drunk at them, but Today host Karl Stefanovich has lashed those who are choosing to boycott the lodges that are coming up in 10 days' time. Yesterday, Stefanovich used an appearance on his breakfast program to call out his rivals at Sunrise who've apparently chosen to give the annual Gong Fest. Ad legend Sir John Hegarty bestowed his wisdom on Cannes attendees, but sadly didn't sing "Have You Ever Seen the Rain?" proving many photos shot on an iPhone so often come out washed out and grainy. Comes this article's accompanying pic. It's 9 easy hacks to increase your Google ranking. Admittedly, it was 12, but we lopped off 3 for being too hard. The amount of entries and paying attendees at this year's Cannes Lions Festival of Creativity has reduced dramatically since 2017. Last year, more than 41,000 entries were submitted into Cannes. This year that number has dropped to 32,372. The number of attendees echoes this drop. While the decrease is noticeable, many are pointing to Publicis Never Seen Mad Max. Well, this ad may need explaining. Having seen Brokeback Mountain will have no impact either way. Bauer Media's July edition of the Australian Women's Weekly, out today, carries an exclusive interview with Natalie Joyce, the former Second Lady, who opens up about the breakdown of her marriage and the events that have taken place in the past 2 years. It's understood Joyce wasn't paid for the interview and it was done before her husband's now infamous, Intrepid Travel has gone back in time and is placing classified adverts for a new, mystery expedition, to places that yet mapped by Google. The adverts to be placed in Courier Mail, Herald Sun and Sunday Telegraph are calling for Intrepid people to join a journey with long travel days, intermittent electricity, no Wi-Fi, cold. Most honey bird campaigns require a cold shower. Fear not, you won't need a parish priest for this. SBS and Optus have mutually agreed that SBS will broadcast the remainder of the World Cup group stage up until Friday the 29th of June. Optus had paid subscriber rights to many of the group stage games, yet technical faults have plagued its streaming service, infuriating viewers and forcing even the Prime Minister himself to intervene. SBS CEO, Michael Abade, said, "The FIFA World Cup is the absolute." Groupam has updated its 2018 ad investment forecasts and released its initial 2019 outlook. Groupam predicts $24 billion in net new advertising investment this year, the best annual increment since the bounce back from the global recession in 2010 when $26 billion was added to investment. Groupam estimates total advertising investment will grow by 4.5% this year. Aboriginal Victoria's campaign in support of Australia's first-ever treaty legislation, Deadly Questions, has been deemed too controversial to run by one of Australia's leading outdoor media providers, APN Media. Online platform Deadly Questions provides a safe space for people to ask questions and have them answered by Aboriginal Victorians, to learn more about their cultures. The wait is over. Starting today, YouTube Music is available to everyone in Australia, New Zealand, the US, Mexico and South Korea in addition to 12 new countries including Austria, Canada, Finland, France, Germany, Ireland, Italy, Norway, Russia, Spain, Sweden, and the United Kingdom. Now fans around the world can find more of the music. Rising property prices and tales of disappointment have led to a significant shift in how Australians, particularly millennials, now view the Australian dream, and the goal and attainability of owning property, new research has found. In this guest post, Haystack's National General Manager, Jason Carnew, pictured below, says with all this talk of Cannes at this time of year, it's a kindly reminder that the PR business needs to get its act together in terms of awards, work and judging. All eyes on our Cannes is some of the best. 2-times cancer survivor, Frankie Good Stuff Award winner, ex-DBER and founder of Bravery Co. Emily Summers has collaborated with a range of top-notch illustrators to produce Australia's first range of designer headscarves for young cancer warriors. She is now crowdfunding $40,000 to produce the scarves and donate one to all the young women in their 20s wondering what those extra crunchy bits in your KFC were. Silicon chips apparently, if this is to be believed. It's often said, the check is in the mail, but today Nicole Sheffield is in the mail without actually being in it. Robbie Williams has explained why he gave 1 billion TV viewers The Bird, and it even sounds remotely plausible. There's no need to fake being in Cannes by taking photos at a Michael's patisserie when you can fake it for real here. We thought we'd seen it all on Le Creuset, but Donald Trump bringing home a Grand Prix for Comedy Central? Amazing. This ad features a superhero called Super Hot Dogger. Cannes always throws up a surprise or curveball, doesn't it? However, Artie rocking up this year definitely isn't it. B. Following its massive success in Europe, Asia and the UAE, the Polish Shoe concept, which brings a high-demand shoe polish service and HD digital advertising platform together, has landed in Australia. Yep, B. SBS appears to be going against its own official charter after people actually tuned in and watched its programs. On the surface this Macca's ad's quite witty. A little below that it's a wonderfully devilish roasting of social norms. One thing's for sure, you would not want to get on the wrong side of Michelle Guthrie. And, we hear, her pet chihuahua. The Wilderness Society sound like decent folk, hence why B. Pubmatic has launched Pubmatic Cloud for publishers and tech companies looking to implement and control their own programmatic technology. By accessing Pubmatic's technology, global infrastructure and demand connections on a platform-as-a-service (PaaS) basis, clients are able to achieve full transparency and achieve greater control over their programmatic monetization. As programmatic trading becomes mainstream, innovations such as B. The Women in Media Awards are back for 2018. To celebrate this wonderful fact, and to recognize some of the killer women in our industry, we've created a Women in Media series, and have profiled some pretty inspiring women so far. This week, we chat with Bauer Media Head of Trade Marketing Claudine Hall. Workers on construction sites receive 5 to 10 times more UV exposure every year compared to indoor workers. Target Tradies and Cancer Council have announced the launch of a partnership to help educate Australian construction workers about the importance of being sun-smart at work. With evidence showing that outdoor workers receive 5 to 10 times, history never your strong point? Well, it might need a couple of Google searches to get you safely to the end of this. Cahill still appears a drawcard for agencies, however, he's not so with coach Bert van Marwijk, who won't give him a run. ACCC forces Apple to pay $9 million fine. Company CEO Tim Cook set to pay it from loose change from the glove box. Not content with rival P. Been sheltering under a rock while tsunami Amazon breaks over our shores? Salve your fears with this wave-free read. OPR may sound like an English second division soccer team, but it is, in fact, the folk formerly known as Ogilvy PR. B. Although, as you'll read here, not necessarily about Can itself. There was a bit of a changing of the guard on TV last night, although not in a horses, cavalry, manure sort of a way. When not selling dandruff shampoo, you'd have to say P. ADMA's Global Forum is set to be the hottest ticket in town come August. Even hotter if you buy them from a solarium. J Proximity's CFO announces cost-cutting measures in expectation of excess baggage charges, realizing worst fears. Sure, the Siren Awards are terrific, however, the police turning up would certainly give it extra gravitas and effect. There's no denying ARN's Anthony Zaitis is one of the industry's nice guys, and that's despite B. This industry salary survey includes a spot of good news and the bad. So get set to smile and rage in equal parts. B. Although bad does tend to get us far more reads. AppNexus, the world's leading independent advertising technology company, has announced a partnership with the cybersecurity company White Ops to shut down the flow of advertising dollars to cybercriminals. This canned news is so fresh you can almost smell the baguettes. Yes, B. Need a feel-good pick-me-up today? Well, you could verbally insult a colleague's hair or watch this inspiring spot. If you think B. It appears Australia's diabetes epidemic may have finally killed of Mars famed "work, rest and play" catchphrase. ARQ Group has launched a new identity created by award-winning agency Hullsposh, with the business rebranding from Melbourne IT to ARQ. Previously known as Melbourne IT, the company was founded in 1996 as one of Melbourne University's commercial ventures with the sole rights to manage domains in the early days of the Internet. Melbourne IT, ANZ, in partnership with PhD and Adshel, have taken to the streets with a total takeover of the entire Adshel Live network. For 1 hour, between 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. on Tuesday the 19th of June, ANZ is inviting commuters to download the new ANZ app by showing 6 different ways the app can help them manage their B. Acclaimed director Gillian Armstrong unloads on Adland, although that's not to infer vulgar language was ever used. A PG's initiative and Dansu's Carrot have both been awarded a slice of the West Australian government's $65 million spend. The government account is broken into two entities, campaign and non-campaign, each with its own agency roster. Carrot has retained its long-standing position on the agency panel for all campaign work, which accounts for, does anyone else think we just haven't quite nailed watching sport on our phones just yet? Confirm your suspicions here. Eurydice Dixon's murder shocked the nation and its Aussie media figures that are now leading a renewed safety charge. It appears the weekend's Liberal Party conference had the usual suspects: unions, gays, refugees. Want to know who's who in Australia's radio landscape? B. In case you missed it last week, a very lucky phone number 1-800-80-80-80 is up for sale. And it could be yours. It was just a weekend of sport. AppNexus, the world's leading independent advertising technology company, today announced the launch of Guaranteed Views, a marketplace product that changes the way advertising is bought and sold on the open internet. Guaranteed Views enables marketers and agencies to pay only for ads that are measured as viewable and is the first programmatic product that enables 100% viewable buying at scale outside of Facebook and Google. If there's one thing for sure, these Zenith reports are very rarely wrong. Well, bar the odd typo by B. Is relentless KFC ads. Former Y. With a couple of extra mil in the kitty after last week's Rebel win, Bauer's already putting the cash to good use. B. Have you been phoning 10's comms department today with little success? That's because they've all buggered off here. Bereft of any Monday motivation? Let today's women in media profile be like low-current electric waves to the brain. Sadly, B. We may have been last to qualify, but we're going to be first out if the Socceroos don't beat the Danes on Thursday. M.